Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is episode 31 of Create a Club. Between episodes I've tried to have a little look into some players. 111 million as you can see here. Gone for this striker from Everton. Attacking midfielder Martinez, another striker here in Fabio. I've gone for Ben White because he's a cheap option for the back. I also did go in for Bruno Guimaraes, but they wanted too much money. I did get an offer accepted, but I have pulled out of that. When it comes to the league, we have really turned it round. We're now sitting in a position where we can fight for Europe. No bother in the relegation form of where we were only an episode ago. 5 wins on the bounce, team in form. We are well away from the relegation zone. Let's see how the transfers will play out. I am expecting another offer from Inter for Santos, and if they can get close to 3 figures, I will most definitely consider it. Let's go. Okay, Roland Martinez is slightly interested, and they would like him to go back out on loan, which for me is fine. I have no problem with that. Probably going to ask for more than this. Is that okay? That kind of works out quite well, really. You're only getting a £5 pay rise. All in all, okay. Yes, you can have him back on loan. Transfer story has leaked for Ben White, although it has been accepted. He's not going to be a regular starter. I can't guarantee that. Only wants a 1-year deal. 65 grand a week is fine. James Taylor. It has been leaked. He has been phenomenal from Everton. So got Fabio, and they're asking for him back on loan, which is fine with me. You're not going to get that. Okay. If the right deal comes along, we will be open to it, which is exactly that. There you can see there, Bruno Guimaraes. Everton have rejected that offer. Okay, was one player I wanted to have a look at. Not bothered. I think there's a couple of right backs. Livramento, only 3 stars. I don't think I'm going to go there, to be honest. I'm going to go back in for Taylor. And I am going to try and structure a deal here. They rejected 70 million. Okay, so let's go down to 60 installments over 3 years. Taylor has a minimum fee release clause of 77 million. Would I be better off? Let's just do some maths here. So 77 would leave me 34. He's costing 15, which leaves me 19. I've got enough to get all 4 of them in. I'm going to pull the trigger, you know. I actually need to get Santos out the door if he major reservations and feel there are more appealing options. Okay, so he's going to want this stepping stone, which still could be okay. Give him 150 a week. We're not going to give you a sell on. And 92 million. 180, 160. Okay. Right, he's all but practically signed. Can we? Inter Milan are not too keen. If I can get him sold for around that. Right, Rodgers has snubbed Brighton. I'm not surprised. Right, this is a negotiable deal here. Let's try and work out what we can get here. So, if I take 70 up front, give me some instalments. Give me, after 30 games, if you can stump up this, okay, £85 million. I'm okay with that, you know, because the majority is being paid up front. That's why I'm happy with it. We've signed Fabio and we have got him back out on loan. My biggest fear here is if Taylor deal doesn't go ahead. Offer made for Devon Wrench. There was no offer made for him. I did look to possibly get him in, and that could be something for next season. And I will add him to my shortlist. All depends how things work. Gimenez has rejected Betis. Ramiro Roland Martinez is coming in. And big transfer news here. James Taylor for £77 million is coming in. And also Ben White, who rejected Ajax to stay with us, to come to us, rather. And I believe that is another transfer record smashed. Stupid decision to ever agree to the clause. I have found out the hard way with that. 4-star player could improve to 5. We've also signed Ben White 2.5. It's not a problem. And Santos is on his way out, and he is going to Inter Milan. So realistically speaking, it's been quite a good window. Fan favourite 78 million. It was the correct thing to do. He's not. Yeah, I agree. In a certain respect, they're saying he's a good player. Yes, but look at this here. Fantastic previous season. Here, poor. Very poor. We've more than doubled our money on him. When you look on the recruitment side of things, you know, we've still got 70 million. My business is done for the day. I'm more than happy with that. I've never heard of this guy. Be a terrific signing for the future. I'm not too worried. I actually feel as though the Frazel deal could work for us. I'm happy if Rodgers wants to stay at the club. It's not a problem by me. No problem whatsoever. Just answer our questions and then we will crack on with the rest of the season. Been involved in the two biggest deals of the day. I'm just going to say that I wanted to sign him for a long time. He's just an option, especially at right back. But I feel as though this new forward, James Taylor, could be a really big deal for us. If you have a look here, the money that we've got in for some players here, it definitely looks a lot better, I feel, on my side. We're up to 2.2 million on wages. We've spent 196 million. We've got the most players in. We've got the most players out. Ali John, guy I very nearly signed, went for free transfer to Southampton all that time ago. Well, it just goes to show how busy that we've been. Incredible. 10 players out. It was a chaotic day, but we are happy. That is true. It's a case of let's just see what happens. As soon as I saw that Taylor was available, we had to take on that deal, in my opinion. I feel as though it was the right deal. Broken our transfer record a few times. Paulo Roberto comes straight in and gets Player of the Month. James Taylor comes in second, who's us. And would you believe it? We have finally won a Manager of the Month. 5 games, 5 wins. We've beaten some big clubs there as well. It's really turned us back round, to be honest. Juan Medina could be my vice captain. I'm happy with that. Look at that, we've spent just a little bit less than Bayern and Barcelona, for goodness sakes. But you know what? I know it goes where it goes, but I would much rather have Frazel and Hendrick still in my sides. Although it is looking a lot better. Okay, so Amy goes to left back. Nunez, Taylor comes in for a start. White is on the bench. Just intrigued to see what else. No, that is our full squad. Okay, let's go and try and win ourselves a football match. Some big starters on the bench. Can we upset Arsenal? The answer is yes, we can. Another massive win. Everything is coming out Millhouse right now as we are trying to push in to try and break this top 8 again. We do have Newcastle and Liverpool just behind us. Taylor scores on his debut. Hoping that £77 million will be well spent. But more importantly now, it's going to be a case of, can we get back into Europe? I'm certainly hoping the answer is yes. Nigel Overman. I think the idea in the summer is definitely a right back. Although we have got some players still that can play there. Just want to have a look because I know that I signed one. The Argentinian fullback. Swear we signed him, didn't we? From Atalanta. Or did I not push the button on him? I would swear down I did. Yeah. Rodriguez. And he's on loan at Atlanta. Is he in? He is in the senior squad, which is good. He's very, very versatile. He's Armando Rodriguez. Loads of potential as well. I think he could be my starting right back for next season. Don't always work out like that because obviously the way I play the game. But I think Wisdom Amy will be one player that will be on his way out of the club. Just sort of stagnated. I mean, look at the back line now. We've got 3s and 4s. So it's coming out quite good. Nice 3-0 win now. Can we possibly make a run in the FA Cup? In 2 semi-finals? It's very possible. Swansea up next. We'll skip the draw. Colchester or Aston Villa? I'd much rather play Colchester. Does that mean that Napoli are no longer in? That could be the qualifying round. Definitely would like to get back into that competition. Feel as though I can definitely make a run now. Now that the squad is massively improved. Just intrigued on how Endrick is getting on at Madrid. Yeah, he's doing alright, and to be honest, he's actually done better for us. I feel as though he's playing a lot more for Brazil and scoring a lot more as well. Right, need a decent win here if that's possible. playing bottom of the league. Expectation is that we should be winning this game. And we do 3-0. Looks like James Taylor's had a good start to life for us. 2 league games, 2 goals, 2 assists, 1 player of the match. Really very good. And whilst it's looking like the top 4 is more or less settled, places between 5th to 7th are very much on. And luckily for us, we've gained 21 points from our last load of games, last 7 games. It's been a real big turnaround for us. Terrific Taylor. Yeah, we'll take that. If there's going to be a man that might be able to possibly score more goals than Hendrick, it could be our man. Just got that dodgy release clause in there still. Something maybe at the end of the season I might be able to work around. Hopefully. My goodness, Colchester did win League 2. Oh, they're actually doing really well in League 1 in all fairness to them. We've got Forest away, second from bottom. Just seeing it looks like Ollie Brennan is the man on the bench of the from the centre halves at the moment. He was my record signing at the start of this season. Not anymore. We've come crashing down with a bang. We've lost to another side. I kind of feel like we shouldn't have. It's away from home. That's the only downfall there. Well, I just want to actually check something I didn't see eventually. Is did Maurice Krasamacher go to Real Madrid? No, he didn't. Good to see that he still shows some interest in the club. As you can still see down the bottom left there. This guy's fees going up and up and up. Cabanillas. They're still giving me Schledl up as a top target for left wing. Still could be a possibility really, to be honest. Okay, Wolves have just lost there. Gives us a real good chance to win our next match and try and get back in that top 7. I'd much rather this season where it's been a really poor start and it ends up pretty good. I've just seen Casas, Puma's central midfielder. £55 a week, his contract's coming to an end. I'd be silly not to, wouldn't I? I'm not worried about the compensation, trust me. You won't be getting a yearly wage rise. Put you down to that. I'll put you down to that. 30, 48 and a half. the main aim with him, just because it's worth compensation, is keep him, loan him out, flog him. Look at that clean sweep for the boys. Or the other alternative is to get him in and retrain him. Right, opportunity to get to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup here. So I'd very much like to do, if I'm honest. Putting out a strong side seems to be the side at the moment. Couldn't care if it's 1-0, couldn't care if it's 11-0. Just a win. 4-0. Nice win. Paul Wanner seems to be the boy at the moment. He sort of seems to have taken the reins after Frezell had left the club. Got an extra 3.2 million from the Luis Roberto deal. £75 million in the bank. We do have more money coming in at points when players do stuff as well. Tottenham up next, away from home. Tough game. That's at Casas. Tottenham, but it's at home, which is always a help. Even if I'm playing at sort of somewhere that's not at home, if it's a neutral venue, as long as I'm sort of known as the home team, I'm normally alright. So I'm known as the away team, that's when it normally goes wrong. Arsenal won the Carabao Cup. New contract, 3-year deal. I'm not being funny, but it's fine by me. I've signed a new deal. Getting very, very close to 10 years in a job. Sitting there thinking how this is going to work overall. I did always have it in my head just to do 10 years, but I don't know yet. I shall wait and see, if I'm honest. Taking three weeks roughly on videos to do a season, so there is opportunity to delve into it more, but we'll see. 1-1, that's a good result. That I'm not worried that they equalised late on. That's a good result. Wolves have slipped, Liverpool have overtaken, but we do have a game in hand. So we're still on or about. You know, we're also, I'm under no illusions again, and I think this happens quite regularly. You know, couple of losses and we could be down in 12th. The main thing here for me is that we've given ourselves every chance. Casas is now set to sign for us. It's going to cost £3 million with an additional £1 million if he makes an international appearance. Absolutely fine with me. I will probably use him as a loanee for a couple of seasons and then probably sell him. It's just an easy way to make quick money. especially with these compensation deals. Something I very highly recommend everyone does to try and boost the old bank balance. Everton at home next, obviously missing their star striker now. As he now plays for me. And I feel as though he's the right man to send us forward. Santos, I would have said last season, yes, but he's not been that great lately. So James Taylor, hopefully, can send his old boys packing. It would be nice. And he does. It's a late show of goals for us, but it's 3-0 and it's a win, and that's what matters. And we're giving ourselves every chance still, trying to get this top 7. I probably feel as though I'm maybe 3 players away from being a regular in the top 7, and maybe 5 or 6 players away from actually pushing that Champions League. Favourites here against Newcastle. We've got more internationals in the team than ever, which is a good thing. Game in hand here against Newcastle. Obviously Newcastle are just behind us, so a loss here sends us down to 9th, but a win gets us into 7th and pushing in for 6th. It's not going to be easy. I had a really good look through Newcastle's squad. But we got the win, and that's what matters. Gabriel with a late winner. Love to see it. Lots of substitute appearances for this guy, but he has scored goals, and that's what matters. And we are starting to push here again, and it's good to see. And I've gone straight up to an A+, which is all I can ask. Tottenham, who I did notice, by the way, had signed Telles Magno, because obviously it did say earlier on in a few videos in this season that we were interested in him. Okay, can Palace do us a favour and knock out Arsenal? Ben White comes in at right back. Very few changes for this one. Can we knock out Tottenham, and can we get back into the semi-finals of the FA Cup? I certainly hope we can. And we can't. We lose 2-1 in extra time. The man Flores scores 6 here. He is the next Haaland, by the way. He's phenomenal. Wolves beat Newcastle 8-2. We exit out, unfortunately. And good news is that Liverpool did lose to West Ham United, so it gives us a bit of a barrier in 7th. Obrador is close to making more appearances for HSV. Unfortunately for him, he was signed and he has done nothing but sit on the bench for them. Even last season, it was all off the bench. Shame with that loss there. Still looking for silverware in the top division. Paolo Roberto banned in the FA Cup, which is no real bother to me at this moment in time. Got Brentford Cup coming. Sickens me to see that Hendrick signed a new deal. No one really of note there. Amy's injured. Paolo Roberto is also injured, and it's a big injury for him. He's actually been really, really good since he signed. 20 million quid. Am I saying things there? He moved from AVA to ATP. Oh, that's him out for the season. What a shame. It's been interesting with Ari Nunez this season. I feel like Contreras is really coming over him and seems to be a much better player than him now. I'm certainly happy with my three central midfielders, that is for certain. And I'm still looking for that next superstar like Frazel to be found. I have to admit it was more luck than judgment though. It was a case of I saw that he scored a hat-trick in the Olympic Games where Hendrick was playing, and I just thought, I'll have a look at him, he looks alright. And yeah, he was more than alright. And picking up players like him and then selling for a lot of money there afterwards is a big deal. Right, what do we have here? £121 million. As we know about him. I looked at this guy. I actually looked at him. And I was never 100% sure on him. And now he is asking to leave. See if we can snap him up for 4 million. Oh, they've won a lot of dough for him. I can't blame them really. They want a hell of a lot of dough for him. Do you know what? I'll offer you 7.5 mil. Do you know what? I will now just add you to my shortlist. Wow, are you telling me that he actually signed for Everton? He wouldn't sign for me if he actually went now. That hurts. We've got some players in on here as well, by the way. Which is good. 3 signings that we've made that have actually made the next gen. Coming third in manager of the month as well. This I'm happy with that. Okay, Brentford at home incoming. Intrigued to see what they do. Now that Roberto's out injured, do they throw Wanner out the right? Or do they keep him centrally? Yeah, this is what we want. They certainly want a lot of dough for him. I mean, yeah, you don't want to lose some of your best players for literally nothing. I can understand that. I mean, I've lost my best players for You know, I think it was a combined 210 million. You add in Santos into that, you know, and we're looking at nearly 300 million just for them three players alone. We are the favourites against Brentford, and I'll probably say rightfully so. So it's Gabriel that's going in there. Werner is not going to start, which is interesting. It's just 3 points. Just need the 3 points. And we got it, and it was a Juan Medina goal late on. We don't care how they come. And we're starting to see a bit of a gap between us and Newcastle, which is good. Arsenal have already won the Carabao and they're going to be in the Champions League. And they are probably favourites for the FA Cup as well. The bad news is we've now got Manchester City incoming. Just intrigued. I wanted to look at Paul Werner, and it looks a lot better for him now. He looked terrible at the start of the season. It's almost like he most definitely prefers to play centrally. Yeah, this could be a bit of a stretch here against City. Haven't been great in the last few seasons on here. Definitely proving it otherwise now. So I reckon 12.75 would be enough to get in, do they? Let's offer 13. Oh, look how much they want. Problem is, I don't know whether I actually want to spend that. I do have 4 centre halves right now. I actually feel as though I'm near enough okay defensively. I'd need to look into left back. I don't think I've. Amy's probably the one now as my reserve left back. Yeah, we're big underdogs here. Expecting nothing but a loss, unfortunately. So it's going to be Almeida in the 10, Rogers out on the left, which isn't a bad thing. Just don't get smacked. That's all I can say. Oh my goodness. We've turned over Manchester City at the Etihad, and I believe we've knocked them off top spot, and we are now level on points with Chelsea and Manchester United. And it's only goal difference keeping us down. My only big worry here is that we actually have a really tough running of games, I believe, because we have played, I'm not going to say easy games, but more or less. I would still more than happy to finish 7th, but you know, we're giving ourselves a really good chance of even looking at the Europa League at the moment, which is pretty crazy to think about. Profit in the Premier League, 50 million quid down. Not good in that respect. Look at that, he's gone straight up to 17 million. I'm not sure what to think now. Still think I need to keep away, if I'm honest, at the minute. Reevaluate and be ready for next season, see what they do with the budget. I can't see them giving us much money for next season on top of what we got. Okay, we're not doing so well on the coefficient rankings. Okay, Alberto Villar. I must say these players look all really good when I buy them, and they never ever look to be finishing that good. Do us a favour, Fulham. Pick some points off of Man United. They didn't do it. They didn't do it. Man City have just lost at home to Bournemouth as well. Wolves and Tottenham in the FA Cup final. So we probably want Tottenham to win that. Let's have a look at Taylor in a minute. For some reason I just don't feel as though he's scored lately. He probably has. We're slight favourites. It's a funny game. Playing off against the Wolves. No, he's been completely fine. Still scoring at a good rate. I'd be happy with a draw here. Just get something on top of Liverpool. Yeah, it's always a worry in little games like that. 2 point gap. Chelsea lost to Tottenham, which is obviously quite handy. There we go. No Conference League. Which puts us back in. I'm just a little bit concerned about our running. I'm going to check it out. 4 games to go. Okay, that's a crunch game, last game of the season against Chelsea. It's actually not as bad as what I thought, to be completely honest. Okay, I still might be interested in him as like a pickup for next season. Just saw that Paolo Roberto is able to play. That'd be a silly move, I think, playing him. Just don't lose. Just don't lose. I've got the win. Sergio Almeida with a win. Actually blocked off Villa to literally hardly even getting a shot. And look how tight this is now here. Wow. We have a 5 point gap on Liverpool, which is pretty massive. It's just going to be interesting to see who the others have got. I just see Bournemouth were safe yet. There's a few teams are definitely not safe yet. So Chelsea on their running, they have Forest, Liverpool, us. Okay, I need Liverpool to do me a favour. Manchester United. Okay, so that's probably. I can see us all getting 6 points there, if I'm honest. Just need a couple of them just to drop points here or there, and hopefully get lucky. All we need is to get lucky. Looks like Paolo Roberto is nearly fit enough. He's fit enough to start, apparently. Let's see what happens here. Must win. Just don't be the club that drops away. Getting a top 6 finish would be flipping magic. 0-0, the other two have not slipped up. Arsenal and City have done themselves no favours there. They've allowed Tottenham to go in and go up and above. Liverpool 3-0 over Bournemouth. United and Chelsea 3-0, 2-0 respectively. Okay, we've got to get a result here against Leeds, and it's not going to be easy. And we just can't allow Liverpool 3 points back from us. We have got ourselves a top half finish, which according to that is 3 years ahead of schedule. Yet again, I would be more than happy to finish 7th. That was roughly where I felt as though we could finish anyway, so I would be over the moon with that. I just want to finish up as high as we can. Top recommendation is Jose Roberto. Always have to have a little look at those Conference League semi-finals. Surprising not to see Napoli there, if I'm honest. Frankfurt and Lyon, two really good sides anyway. Not going to be easy if I qualify for it. There's some good sides that are still in there. We've got to at least finish in the top 7 too, but at least think about it. Leeds are favourites here. Not what I want to see. I think it's Liverpool, Chelsea. If I can win here and Chelsea and United slip up, I think it's Man City and Liverpool. They're both playing. We've got to get a result regardless. If Liverpool can get a draw. We've drawn again. And I think both of those results went in my favour. Liverpool beat Chelsea. Man United lost to City. Now, we have to beat Chelsea. If we beat Chelsea, we will finish 6th. Liverpool, because this is tight, we could miss out here. Liverpool at home, Southampton, you think they're probably going to get a result there. Ibrahim Abamba. Not ideal that Thierry Emery's hurt. We literally have to win. There's no if, buts or maybes. We have to get a result. Because I fully expect a draw is not going to be enough. It went in our favour last season. Will they get lucky on us this season? I fully expect it's probably going to go wrong, but we've got to hope. We are the favourites, but only just. That's it. Mathematically possible to be literally anywhere. Callum Figueroa, one of my youth players. And here we go. this season we've made 17 million quid. I fully expect West Ham to be down the bottom now. Okay, so Southampton and Bournemouth. I need favours. I need favours. Here we go. Only a win will do. Whatever happens, we've made it very respectable this season. Unfortunately, we have lost. And unfortunately, we have finished 8th, which I had a feeling was going to happen. Everybody around me wins. And we unfortunately miss out on Europe. I think the only way we may get in is if we get a lucky call on the Champions League spot going into 5th place, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. That is a really big shame, unfortunately. Tottenham crown champions. Never ever ever thought I would ever read that. For anyone at home, I absolutely hate Tottenham. They're just not a club that I have any affinity for in any way, shape or form. So that is the end of this season. We have made it look reasonably respectable. We could have gone a lot worse than this. As soon as we sold Frazel, he really came up on top for my guys, to be completely honest. They sort of played their skins out from now. As it comes for him, I'll always keep an eye on him now because he is an absolute beast of a player. He's done alright for West Ham. Yeah, you can't really knock how he's played there. Okay, 2.470. So we've lost a little bit of money off that, which is not a problem. We will get cracking and we shall have a look in the transfer market and see what we can do. But at the moment, it's definitely looking like a right back, and a left winger is definitely on the agenda for what we need to buy. So that's going to do for today. Please give us a like, please subscribe, and turn that bell on if you want to be notified when the video goes live. And we'll see you next time for another Creative Club episode. Have a good one. Take care of yourself.